Once upon a time in the bustling city of New York, there lived a young man named Peter Parker. Peter was an ordinary guy with an extraordinary amount of bad luck. He struggled in school, couldn't hold down a job, and was often overlooked by his peers. Peter's life felt like one long series of personal and professional failures, and he felt completely defeated. One day, after a particularly rough day at school where he was laughed at for stumbling over a presentation, Peter decided to visit the science fair in town. Among the fascinating exhibits was a display about genetically modified spiders. Peter, always curious, leaned in closer to get a better look when suddenly, one of the spiders bit him on the hand. No one noticed the bite, not even Peter at first. But as he walked home, he began to feel strange. That night, Peter tossed and turned in his bed, feverish and sweating. He dreamed of spiders weaving intricate webs, and when he awoke, he felt different. At first, Peter didn't understand what was happening. He felt stronger, more agile, and found that he could stick to walls. He accidentally smashed his alarm clock with his newfound strength and nearly jumped across his room. Confused and scared, Peter decided to test his new abilities in private. His first attempts were clumsy and awkward. He accidentally tore the door off his closet and got stuck to the ceiling more than once. But as days went by, Peter began to master his powers. He could leap from building to building, shoot web-like strands to swing across the city. He even sensed danger before it happened. Peter Parker was no longer just an ordinary young man, he was now Spider-Man. Soon, he began to realize his powers could be used for good. But it wasn't easy. The city was full of criminals and supervillains who tested Spider-Man's limits. Peter faced villains like the Green Goblin, who launched relentless attacks on the city. Each battle was tougher than the last, pushing Peter to his limits. But with each fight, Peter grew more confident and skilled. He learned that being Spider-Man wasn't just about having powers, but about responsibility. As Spider-Man fought to protect the city, he also struggled to keep up with his everyday life. He wanted to be there for his Aunt May, stay on top of his schoolwork, and be a good friend. Balancing these two worlds was a challenge, but Peter's heart grew stronger through it. One fateful day, the Green Goblin launched his biggest attack yet, threatening the lives of thousands. Spider-Man swung into action, facing the Green Goblin in an epic battle. The streets of New York became their battleground with cars overturned and buildings damaged. It seemed like the Green Goblin had the upper hand, but Peter remembered the lesson his Uncle Ben had taught him: with great power comes great responsibility. Drawing strength from these words, Peter managed to outsmart and defeat the Green Goblin, saving the city from disaster. In the aftermath of the battle, Spider-Man was hailed as a hero. But Peter Parker took a moment to reflect. His journey had been hard, filled with pain and loss, but it had also made him stronger. He realized that even though he faced many obstacles, he could overcome them and make a difference. Returning home, Peter found peace knowing that he had finally discovered his true purpose. He stood on the rooftop, looking over the city. The night was calm, and the stars twinkled above. A warm breeze rustled his hair as he felt a deep sense of satisfaction and commitment. From that day forward, Peter Parker fully embraced his role as Spider-Man, ready to face whatever challenges came his way. And so, the young man who felt like a failure became one of the greatest heroes New York City had ever known, swinging through the streets with a heart full of courage and a spirit unbreakable.